A booming industry back in the day, sponging has long faded off the scene. But as LaDawn Davis tells us, a local entrepreneur is hoping to revive it.
We saw it to be a very lucrative market, and so myself, along with another friend of mine, we decided to just give it a try.
Lyndon Johnson has about 3,000 sponges scattered across the lawn of his backyard in eastern New Providence that he purchased from divers from around the country. Over a year ago, he developed a love for the industry and decided to become an exporter of sponges to the United States and the European markets. He says sponging runs in the family as his great-grandfather was a sponge boat captain years back.
There are several species of sponges that you could find on every single island in the Bahamas. You have the wool. The wool is the most expensive sponge. You have hardhead. You have yellow, you have grass, and you also have the grass number ones. And you could also find reef sponge here in the Bahamas as well. The sponging industry is extremely lucrative in terms of it depends on how you purchase your sponge, firstly, and then also the product itself. Very often you find the fishermen want top dollar for their sponge. They cannot get the top dollar because many times the sponge is not the grade one that the customers need.
But before the sponges are packed and shipped off, Lyndon says they must be examined, weighed, and cleaned.
I do very, very, very little cleaning here. The process, once the sponge fishermen dive up the sponge it comes out very, very black. It has a black milk on it and extremely, the scent, it's almost like if you smell a rotten conch, it's almost 7 times that. So the sponge, after more or less, they take the sponge out of the water, they put it on the land for a few, let's say 3 days, then they put it back in the water, and so they can more or less, it could wash itself, and then there's a beating process to wash it all of that milk, and then this is what you see at the end process.
While explaining to us what the sponges are used for, Lyndon revealed that the wool sponge is actually the most expensive.
Because of the texture and what the end user uses it for. And I think that is why it's very scarce here in the Bahamas. It's scarce in the Mediterranean, and it also is very scarce in Tanzania and North Africa. It's very scarce. So once you have it, you can get a very good price for many different things. From whether it be from feminine protection, they also use it for potting. They use it for even in the hospitals. So all of those places are the end users of it. And also the sponge you actually find in the food stores like the Brillo, etc. All of that is the base. This sponge here locally is the base for the sponge that you see in the supermarket.
LaDawn Davis, ZNS Network News.